Jesus.
And has cheeseburger became just like Twitter. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Two Nerds, One Quest. I am your host and DM, JZ Dittmer. Sorry to bomb you with the word Twitter right away. Although Twitter was good. X is kind of... Anyways, holy cow. See, I'm allergic to it. We are here for another session with these three nerds because everybody is here. That man chuckling to himself, adjusting his microphones, his earbuds, his things and stuff, and his backside apparently. It's one time. I'm Norman. How you doing, sir? You stood up. You stood up and adjusted your pants. I'm sorry.
I was adjusting my posture, young man. You do that when you get older.
Pants. Nah.
Tom, you pronounced that wrong. It's posterior.
Yes, exactly.
I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Exactly. And that man above me, on my screen at least, on your screen, I don't know where he is. That is one Ryan Crixus Kukta. How you doing this morning, sir?
Boomtown, get 'em. Welcome to Sunday, folks. Sundays are for D&D. Let's make it happen.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And last but not least, our Lord Master, our lovable lazy dragon, our limerick maker occasionally now, Jeff Williams. How you doing, sir?
Good. Glad to be here. Glad it's Sunday. Glad we're not dead yet.
It's a reason to look forward to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Today's prep music was Christmas music.
I mean, at least you waited till December.
Yep, exactly. Because I'm a month into listening to it already. Like, in fact, honestly, for the first time ever, I cracked it 2 days before Halloween.
Oh, I hate that Christmas is creeping into Halloween.
Yeah, it's like don't yell at me. I saw it in the store, and that's what made me think of it.
I'm not yelling. I don't yell. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
John, are you familiar with Dominic the Donkey?
Hee-haw, hee-haw.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Good.
That
was a late introduction for me. I didn't know that one as a kid.
Yeah, I didn't know it as a kid either.
No.
I didn't know that until I met my ex. That is definitely that one, and Marshmallow World by Brenda Lee.
Don't know that one.
When we say kid, I mean 18. Like is when I found these songs, so like not that unusual. It's just when I started meeting other people who had Christmas music. I'm a big Mannheim Steamroller, Vince Guaraldi Trio, and Piano Guys and Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Those are the ones I listen to primarily.
Mannheim's coming to the Rush. That's
yeah.
This month.
The Rush or the Widener?
Well, maybe it's the Widener.
I thought it was the
I know
Widener.
they're coming to town.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra was at the Rush, right, Tom Norman?
Yeah, well, they were fantastic. They always put on a good show.
Yeah, for sure. Enough about Christmas. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
It's really funny because I say enough about Christmas, but World of Warcraft launched on September 25th, I believe it was. And every year at Christmas, they do a Christmas event, and their Christmas lights are put up in all the major cities, and there's trees and shit, and it's kind of wild the amount of Christmas event they have, and they did that in various holidays. So coming into the game that first year, World of Warcraft and Christmas have always kind of gone hand in hand for me for at least like 10 years. It's kind of cool. And now for me, it's Fortnite, and I'm looking forward to the Fortnite Christmas event when it rolls around in a week or two here. New season today. That'll be a large chunk of what I'll be doing today. So
nice.
Anyways,
I picked up Cult of the Lamb for $6.
That is a good game, I hear, and definitely worth $6 from my understanding. So I've been back into Diablo 4 hard my vacation. I was planning on playing Dragon Age, but when I skipped out on, like, I played 6 hours of the expansion, I'm like, I should really play that again. So I've been into that lately, and oh my god, that game! I will play that game for the next 10 years. I know it. It is just. I've taken Diablo 3 and just put it in my archive, and Diablo 4 is now the Diablo game I go back to. See if
Awesome.
Whatchamajigger 2 has any bearing on that comes out next week. Next week. Path of Exile 2. That's the one.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely getting installed. Anyways, how about D&D show?
Yeah, D&D show. Jeff, you got to recap for us.
This is why
now
we
that
started.
We've vamped for 10 minutes.
Sure. I'll do a recap. So this was we started out. This was day 7 of our adventure, heading back up to the tower at Sentinel Hill to the prison cells to interrogate the Defias prisoner. He seemed like he was pretty much had consigned himself to death and continued to threaten us during the interrogation, even though we had the Zone of Truth on. Basically said things like, you guys have no idea, it's bigger than you think, and you don't have time. It was definitely all against the nobles of Stormwind, but eventually there was not much substance left, and he just kind of clammed up, so we decided to sleep the night and see if we'd go back and talk to him later. But in the morning we checked in with Grian's Stout Mantle, I think his name was, before heading out overland across the hills to the Alexton farm to check on that farm for Boros Alexton. Along the way, we saw more golems and an elemental, looked like an air elemental. When we got to the farm, there were 2 golems outside, so we decided to sneak inside, but apparently they were ready for us because there were 3 goblins inside, and then the golems busted in, so we did a pretty good job hastily taking care of those, emphasis on the haste. And then searching the house, we found a sun staff that Pepper was over the moon for. See what I did there? And then found a stack of letters with the recruitment information on them, and one letter from that said, "Get out now, set trap, they are coming," signed B.A. And we think that that's possibly Mr. Boros Alexton, who sent us here, who happens to be the grand architect of Stormwind. And that's pretty much where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
So my suggestion is that we take a little short rest and think about what our next step is, because some of the things that we've been told may not have been the full truth. So, and a short rest gets me a spell slot back, which would be nice. So Pepper's gonna sit down and ask the boys. So what do you guys think? What's our next move? I mean, obviously, we were sent here intentionally, maliciously.
We can still probably head back to Sentinel Hill, and maybe report back that potentially Boros Alexton can't be trusted, but I'm not sure, if we find friends or foes at Sentinel Hill.
I mean, I think we got the impression that Grian Stoutarm was on our side. I mean, it'd be kind of silly for him to be fighting the Defias, but...
Yeah. And he also sent us to the Alexton farm to see what was going on, but I don't think he had any inclination that it was a trap or anything. It didn't seem like it.
Right. At this point, I would guess everyone's a suspect.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I guess that's where I would point us back to Sentinel Hill, see if there's new information. Otherwise, think it's looking for the Alextons.
Hey, John, question for you. Back
Yes.
a number of sessions ago, we had a letter that was 2G from M. We figured that the G was probably Garrick, who we subsequently defeated. Did we? I didn't. My notes weren't clear enough to say if we ever figured out who M was.
No, you never did.
Okay. Because there was a number of M names, and I kind of wrote them all down, but I don't think it was Mama McClure or Mabel or Millie. And Marshall's just a generic title that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. But there was there a Morgan in there? I wrote Morgan down, and I wasn't sure who Morgan was. Was Morgan at the other farm, the pumpkin farm, or the whatever?
There was mention of someone named Morgan by one of the Defias. Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if maybe he was the captain that we defeated, but never learned his name. The other M's that, well, I mean, Moonbrook starts with an M, but it wouldn't make sense for it to be coming from a town. So then the two other ones that make the most sense was McBride. Marshall McBride was an M, and Matthias Shaw, our fearless leader, is the other M that I could find. So, unless there's an M we haven't met yet.
How can we suss that out? Try to determine who we can trust.
I don't know, because I'm torn, because with my good friend Wiley being a member of the inner circle that Shaw represents, I would hate for that to be the case. And I would think that he would have said something if he thought anything. But yeah. So what do you think we should do after, I mean, maybe get some idea from Brian to see what, I mean, do you think heading down to Moonbrook gives us an advantage? Or is that just going to be a Defias trap kind of thing? Or, again, be trying to fight our way out of it? There's something about the school, right? The school is being used as a...
I was going to say, I don't know if you guys remembered it, and it would be players not remembering it, so I was going to refresh your memory that they were using the schoolhouse for planning, it seemed, from what they could tell. But they didn't think that that was like their base of operations still.
I mean, the quicker we get back to Boros, the less likely he'll hear of what happened at the farm. But that's still a good trek away. Sue, you've been pretty quiet through this. You got any thoughts?
I mean, my thought was go back to Sentinel Hill, start there, inform the team there that the Alexton farm seemed like it was a trap laid for whoever was checking into the Alextons, and see if there's any new information back at Sentinel Hill.
Yes, I would agree with that. Going back to Sentinel Hill seems like the best opportunity to give this information and possibly find out a little bit more.
All right. So heading back to Sentinel Hill.
So
get there.
So we've got our Hearthstones attuned to it, but before we leave, I'm gonna ask. I'll go up to Grimhawk and say, Grim, the building here doesn't seem to be quite structurally sound. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, this building looks like it's about to come down any second. There could be additional traps. So
All right. So I will the spell slot that I recovered of 3rd level, I will immediately expend, and having attuned to the sun staff, I will cast it through the sun staff, and there I'm going to send a fireball through one of the doors or the open things and take out
totally right.
the building.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's no amount of mending that's going to fix this building.
There is a large explosion that usually accompanies fireball. It hits, it leaves. What doesn't blow up is left in fire. Large black smoke billowing into the sky.
So it's, the fireball by itself would have been 23 damage. Through the sunstone gets an extra d6 of fire. There's 2, so 25 total.
25 total, and it's late in the year. We haven't gotten to the cold time yet, and it is crisp and dry and goes up rather quickly. Like I said, what isn't exploded from the fireball becomes a raging inferno, basically. And you're thoroughly convinced that this will be left as a bunch of foundation stones amongst ashes.
Do we need to send word to the owner that maybe he shouldn't come back?
Yeah, I think we'll do that at some point shortly.
We'll send a runner from the hill.
I mean, we'll probably attack him and maybe, murder
Send him a fireball of his own.
Yes, that's the plan. So, well, I don't think we have to worry about anybody getting trapped in that structure anymore. So we're good to go.
We have the letter of proof of our position, right? So
yeah,
that was very responsible of you, Pepper.
Yes. I mean, worst case scenario, if someone comes and checks it out, it'll take them longer to figure out what happened. So it might buy us some time too. All right. Hearthstones.
Hearthstone.
We all hold our Hearthstones up in a triangle and we go, Hearthstones unite, and go back.
You hold them up in the air,
combined.
and there's actually a sparkling light that shines down around them and into it almost looks like a fucking laser light show at a disco or something. And it kind of slowly starts spinning around you, and
are we the
reappear in
unmusical
your rooms.
Are we the unmusical gem in the holograms?
What do you mean unmusical?
yeah.
Grim sings a mean drinking song, man.
Sue's not one with the music. Let's just put it that way.
Or if he is, there's no lyrics to it, and it's very stringy.
That's what she said.
So you appear in your rooms at Sentinel Hill, in the barracks. Actually, I say rooms. It isn't rooms. It's the room with several bunks in it.
Smells.
Doesn't seem to be anyone around currently. You do hear people outside though. But things are calm. They're not panicky or anything like that.
Yeah. Let's go find Brian and see if anything happened here while we were gone.
All right. Yeah, you go up, find Brian. He's sitting behind his desk as usual. He looks up as you come in. How'd everything go?
Well, we took care of the farm. There was no people there, no humans. But there's not much left of the structure anymore.
And as you say that, there's a thump, 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 running up the stairs, and a what looks to be like a young, winded human, like 16 or so. He's like, sir, there's smoke billowing from over the hills near the Alexton farmstead. Grant looks at you and goes, I think I know why.
You didn't
Thank
need
you.
to run, boy. We could have told him that.
It just started happening. How do you know?
Magic
we just
son.
came from there.
Magic.
Oh. Yeah. And he steps back slowly. Like, you saying magic, like, he doesn't get how that works, and he doesn't want to. Like, it's clear he's a little spooked by the whole thing, and is like, okay, we're good then, though? And Brian looks at him and goes, yes. Yes, Sebastian, we're good. Okay, I'm going to go back to my post. And he goes running back out.
Aye, thank you, Sebastian.
So you lit it on fire, did you?
In a manner of speaking.
We did
I
a
ask why.
public service to keep any people from getting trapped in the building. It was very unsafe and needed to be taken down.
Aye, there be golems there waiting for us. 'Twas clearly a trap laid for us.
To see it all look
At the
surprised.
Alexton farmstead? That was the
Yes.
functioning farm 2 weeks ago.
Well, it is no longer a functioning farm as of today, sir. We passed.
Clearly.
We had passed the Alextons on the road, right? That's the family that we passed?
No, you passed
No.
the Coralboros.
that's right.
Alexton is the guy we met in
The
Stormwind
master
and told us
architect.
to check on his family.
That's right. That's right.
That's strange that
And-
the Alextons
and-
are no longer around.
Any indication that he's surprised or hiding anything?
Make an insight check.
I'm not good at these, but
And you can all make an insight check if you like.
it's just a 9.
15?
He does definitely seem surprised. It is more, Grim, you pick up that it is more that the Alextons aren't around than anything like sinister. Like, he thought the Alextons were a fine, upstanding farming family, part of the community. At least they were 2 weeks ago.
All right. Well, I think we should probably show him.
Yeah, so I'm going to look at Sewell to see if we want to, like, show him the letter. I kind of, like, gesture towards him, like, eh? And then I'm going to leave it up to Sue to see if that's a good idea or not, because I don't know if it's a good idea.
All right.
We're gonna need allies at some point.
Yeah, Sue's gonna. I'll catch that from Grimhawk. I'll kind of give just a really slight shoulder shrug and like a rock eyebrow, and just kind of nod my head yes. Like, I guess I'm not sure, but we might as well.
Hi, Pepper. Show him the letter.
Yeah. So I'll lay it out on the desk and let him come to his own conclusion.
Do we have a
disappointing?
jump to conclusions, Matt? We could use to jump to that conclusion.
That is a
And then put down a couple of the recruitment letters too.
yeah, I've seen these.
There's a whole stack of them.
That is a
Well, there was a whole stack of them.
this makes some more sense then. There's a messenger that leaves Moonbrook once every 2 or 3 days. Usually we've escorted and roams like we haven't seen everywhere he goes, but he's been spotted by the Alexton farmstead. He's been spotted along the road to Sentinel Hill, although he avoids Sentinel Hill. Best we can tell, there's communications happening through that group of people.
Any idea if they're due to come through anytime soon?
We haven't seen him in a day or two, so it might be any time now. He will typically run the road to the Alexton farmstead first. That's where he's been seen. No one's been able to catch him, though. Sneaky bastard. And he's got a magic user with him at least.
Is there value in seeing what he knows?
Or maybe value in what he carries, if he is actually truly a messenger.
Or at least stopping the message from happening.
Yeah. Or you could go to Moonbrook and see if you can find anything in the schoolhouse. That's our other lead we have right now.
So do the Defias completely control Moonbrook, or they're just using part of Moonbrook?
Yeah, no. They control Moonbrook. That would be... Going after the messenger would be more of an ambush. Going after the schoolhouse, going into the schoolhouse would be more of a stealth infiltration type deal.
We're good at stealth.
I speak for yourself, lad. You're like a tin can rattling down the road.
I feel like we are unsure as to when this messenger is coming, huh? So we might be lying in wait for multiple days. Is that the best use of our time?
Well, we could lie in wait near Moonbrook, and do they normally travel during the day?
Usually they leave at about dusk. Hell, if you took off now and headed to Moonbrook, you might be able to be there by dusk when they leave.
All right. So if they're not gone, I mean, if they leave at dusk, we would know, and if they didn't leave at dusk, then we would theoretically have the night to do whatever we want to do. So we could head to Moonbrook.
Investigate the schoolhouse if they don't come.
Yeah, if we see them, we take care of them, and if we don't see them, then we go check out the schoolhouse.
Grim really wants to go to Moonbrook because that's obviously where the action is.
Where the face smashing exists.
Yep. It's where there's faces to be smashed.
Accurate.
I think going to Moonbrook is probably the wisest choice, and if we happen along this gentleman along the path, along our way, we can do with that at that point.
Well, my understanding is that Moonbrook gets pretty quiet at night. So this might even be the best time for you to go try and infiltrate.
I agree. Let us take this path.
Let's ride.
Regulators.
I'm going Autobots. Roll out.
Yeah. PaxAurum. Mount up.
Riders of Rohirrim. I can't wait to see that fucking movie. It looks so good. Anyways.
So Moonbrook it is to try to find the messenger, and if we can't, then we'll just start some shit.
So you guys get ready because you need to leave almost immediately. As you turn to leave, Brian's like, Grim, one moment. I have something for you. And he pushes his chair back and he gets up. And he goes over to a wardrobe. And he opens it up, and from it, he pulls out this mask that is wrapped in cloth. And sets it down on, like, clears a significant space on his desk and sets it down. And when he sets it down, there's, like, a large thud. Like, it's something weighty and hard inside.
That's what she said, too.
And he unties a couple of ties on it and starts unfolding it and folding it off. And what it reveals as he pulls the final fold back, there is a warhammer in here. And it's got a long metal handle with red inlays in several spots. But the coolest thing about it is when it gets the head is it's solid stone, but it's glowing like fractured lava. And it just kind of pulses slowly. And he said, I haven't used this for a long time. I am more of a clerical man myself now. But this was my warhammer when I was a fighting man.
This is my
beautiful
warhammer.
Item.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
This does have a special property you need to be incredibly careful with. But you can hurl this thing and cause an explosion where it lands.
Eyes light
And
up
then-
like
And then, with the proper command, return it to your hand.
Oh, I love returning weapons.
Ryan, if you would like to add, if you would like to add the Sun Forger to your inventory, you can.
Oh, the Sunforger? Yeah.
Sun Forger, one word.
All
You
right,
gain +2
cool.
attack bonus and +2 to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. As an action, you can hurl the weapon up to 120 feet to a point you can see. When it reaches that point, the weapon vanishes in an explosion, and each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, taking 6d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Afterward, you can use an action to cause the weapon to reappear in your empty hand. You can't cause it to explode again until you finish a short or long rest. If you don't call the weapon back to your hand, it reappears at the point where it exploded when you are no longer attuned to it or when 24 hours have passed. Proficiency with a Warhammer allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for an attack you make with it.
Ooh.
You're right. It is the Christmas season.
Yes. If you hit a creature, it also has the weapon proficiency bonus push. If you hit a creature with this weapon, you can push the creature up to 10 feet straight away from yourself, if it is large or smaller.
All right. Well, and
That's
so Grims, I owe you a debt, sir.
You owe
I
me
knew that
nothing. Just
I
try
knew we
and take
could-
care of this problem.
I knew we could trust you, sir.
Sue sees Grimhawk humping his leg repeatedly, going, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you," and gets a spray bottle and sprays him and says, "Down, down."
Get out of the tree, cat.
That makes sense.
Well, this should
Alright,
definitely
we should
come
grab
in very handy in our upcoming discussion with the Defias.
Mm-hmm.
We like to discuss things with magic weapons. Aggressive negotiations.
The war gods have smiled upon you this day, Grimhawk. Do not
Indeed.
lose faith in our mission.
Let's grab some pocket bacon or whatever they've got available and head out.
Yep. Did you find it, Ryan?
I did, yeah. I'm a little confused. I'm just going through my information here. It seems to only be +7, where my other Warhammer +1 was +8. So I'm just trying to sort.
Are you attuned? Did you click the little attune check mark?
Yeah, maybe not.
That might be what it is.
Yeah.
And take the half hour to attune to it.
So
Yeah.
we'll grab some food and do a short rest here then.
Okay.
Time to attune to it. Yeah, that
And I will
definitely-
switch.
That was it.
Nice. Since it's gonna be night, I'll switch my spell so that I have dark vision as my. I can do that during a short rest. So I will switch to dark vision as my spell.
Pepper touches her little glasses, and it's like turning on night vision in a movie. It goes.
Yeah. Get the predator vision.
Yeah. I can't make that
All
sound.
right.
All right.
So, on down to Moonbrook.
On down to Moonbrook. Do you take the road or do you travel off road?
I mean, the road's gonna get us there faster. I think we'd be more.
Yeah.
On the road, but wary.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out for other travelers. At this point, there probably shouldn't be too many.
You approach Moonbrook at dusk. You see very few actual Defias out in the streets. There are a couple of golems that wander. You can see it's not a very large town, but there is a fountain in the center of it. There's a church and a general store and a couple of homes. A large barn-like building and a schoolhouse. And there's a well on the backside. And you can kind of gather most of this from the hill you're standing on. But the schoolhouse is clearly visible on the northwest side of the town. And the only thing you see moving in the town as the sun is already gone over the horizon and it is clear on dusk and you're operating in that low light, almost by moonlight, is these golems wandering. You see like 3 or 4 of them wandering the streets.
All right, I'll cast Dark Vision. It lasts for 8 hours and it does not require concentration.
Okay.
So, and I will. I'm gonna let Grim know that I have only 1 3rd level spell slot, or I can only cast either haste or fireball at this point. So we'll see how the battle goes. Which one we need more.
Well, Grim's essentially got a fireball now, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I don't need my weapon for a bit, I think that makes sense. So let's boy, I think we're just hanging out for the messenger, right? So try to avoid being seen by the golems. Can we maybe see where their pattern is?
You feel where you're at right now is probably a good spot because you are significantly away from Moonbrook right now. You can see the road out of town that leads to the Alexton farmstead. You can see the road out of town that leads to Sentinel Hill, and you can see quite a few golems. And because you're elevated and you're, I don't know, maybe a half mile out of town, and so you can kind of see everything. As long as you aren't spotted, you should be good.
Yeah, I'll just watch the roads for a while, see if
Make
anybody
perception
shows up.
checks.
Low. I'm just watching the golems.
How does a 15 tickle you?
That tickles nice.
15 seems all right. You don't notice any messenger leave or anything like that. But you've tracked the golems. Like, you keeping an eye on them. They're cycling patterns. And there is a gap in the pattern that exposes the schoolhouse. Like, you could get to the schoolhouse in about a minute-long window, where most of the golems are not on that street. That road that leads north to the Alexton farmstead leads in past the schoolhouse into Moonbrook.
I'll relay that information to Pepper and Grim. I say we give it another hour and then head into schoolhouse. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to miss them.
The sky completely darkens over the course of that hour, putting you into a moonlight-only scenario. There's about somewhere between a quarter and half a moon in the sky to give you light.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does my Warhammer glow where I would want to cover it up?
Probably yes.
Okay. So just to make sure.
Yeah.
I'm I've got it behind my let's see, what is it? My cloak of protection.
Yeah, wrap it around your cloak or
I
your cloak
picture-
around it or something.
I picture your Warhammer having a case like a golf club where you kind of put the cover over the top.
A
Fuzzy.
fuzzy hat.
Yeah,
Little
there's like a
fuzzy cover.
Yoda sock.
Yeah.
For Cooch, because he sounds like he's Scottish, it would be like a tartan of his clan colors with a little maybe bagpipes attached to it, or like a little one of those Scottish hats.
And it's got it embroidered on it. If it isn't Hawk 2, I don't want it.
Oh my god.
So
Yes,
you wait for the sky to be completely dark. You're operating by moonlight. You do not see the messenger or any Defias for that matter come out at this point. What would you like to do?
All right.
All right,
I think it's
probably time to
it's not.
sneak into the school.
Yep.
All right. Make a
Let's see.
intelligence.
You have like a guidance or something, right? Or something that you could help someone with a sneaky roll potentially.
Yeah, I would
Sue?
definitely give Cooch guidance on
stealth checks.
stealth checks. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So you have guidance on stealth checks. I would like you guys to make a group stealth check and a group intelligence check.
All right, so start with stealth, and then it's no longer at disadvantage. Right?
Oh, a nat 1 on my stealth. If we're going for, I don't know how group stealth checks. Yeah, but if you're looking for a general,
We need to have more successes than failures.
Yes.
3.
Is what we're going
So
for. But a
you
crit
failed
might-
your stealth check
All right, but we
because
need
there was a 1 and a
intelligence.
3 and a 17. So go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Just
The
regular
stealth
straight up
check.
intelligence.
Yep.
15 on the intelligence.
I
dirty
was distracted by the noise.
20.
6.
All right. You passed the intelligence check. So your timing of the situation, the stealth check didn't matter because the observation of the guys and setting up the observation of the golems and the timing of when to go, it didn't matter how much noise you made. You got
Clank,
to the
clank, clank,
schoolhouse
clank,
without
clank,
alerting
clank,
them. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good.
Let me do this. You enter the schoolhouse. I think this is the one. Yep. And there's a map now, folks. You enter the schoolhouse. Again, yellow is doors and blue is windows. And you see a classroom. And in the classroom are what look to be ethereal spirits of a headmaster and students. sitting at desks. It looks like class is in session. They don't seem to notice you or take any direct action towards you. You can notice that the teacher is turning ethereal pages on the desk, but also on the desk there are actual pages and paper stuff. You wait there long enough, F comes walking out of what appears to be some sort of closet in the back and sits at a desk.
All right. I would like to walk up to this first closest desk.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like a desk.
Is it just a flat top table kind of thing?
Yep,
Or does it have
just a flat top desk with a chair. There's nothing,
Okay.
There's no insides to these. It's just a desk.
All right. Any indication that they're aware that?
No, and looking at the desktop, the desk is very dusty. You can see a couple of places where like fingers have been trailed through it or whatnot. If you look on the next desk over in the middle, there's some curse words in it. In the dust. They seem to be having class. The headmaster walks to the board and is instructing the class.
I'm gonna go to the back of the room. If Pepper goes and sits, I'll move to the back just to kind of take a better look around a different vantage point.
Go ahead. Move yourself to the back of the room.
Oh, the map's up. Okay.
Yeah. Started the session. I can move.
There's a map. There's a map. There's a map. There's a map.
Are you Grim? Oh, Grim's going to sit down at a desk. Dusty desk.
All right. If there's nothing, so if all the desks are pretty flat, there's nothing. I mean, it's pretty easy to quote unquote investigate most of the room if all the desks are flat.
Yep.
And it's kind of wide open. Is the teacher's desk potentially have shelving or drawers or?
As drawers, there are actual papers on top of that desk as well.
All right, I will walk over behind the desk and first just take a look at what the papers might be, or.
There are.
If it's too dark to read, even with dark vision, I can light up the staff now.
There are books, several books, on the desk, and some folded papers in between the books. The books seem to be about, just looking at them quickly and scanning the titles, they're about naval warfare.
John, I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
And it's in a 30... Well, it's a 30-foot radius, 30. So let's see here. I would move... let's see, where did I move to?
30 foot will get you from top to bottom, but not quite. I think if you were right in the middle, it might get you most of the room.
And measuring shit.
Yeah, I would probably stand maybe right here.
It's up for 10 minutes, I think, so you can wander around.
The desk.
Catch the whole room, but...
The desk by Pepper. Pings with magic.
I'm going to walk over to the desk then.
Okay. Grim, are you figuring how big 20 is?
Is it a 20-foot radius or 30?
Or is he doing 30? Oh, you're doing your magic ping? He's found what's in here that's magical.
Make sure...
how much you cover.
if you were standing in the very center, you'd just be missing like the corners.
Yeah.
So
We
you'd have
found
to
it,
walk
though.
around a little bit to make sure.
That looks like a 60-foot radius.
It's 60-foot diameter,
60-foot diameter.
30-foot radius.
Oh, yeah.
30-foot
Okay.
Yeah, when they
radius,
say
60-foot
radius,
diameter. Yep.
this is pretty big.
It is
Yeah,
a
I
big
think-
area.
Like Fireball, you don't ask how big the room is.
Exactly. The teacher at this point moves back this way. And is
I don't feel like touching the teacher, so if it comes close enough, I would move out of the way.
okay. You do notice that there is papers between the books.
Yeah, I would try to sneak one or two of them out and see if I can read what's on them.
You open them up, they're blueprints. Buildings, docks. You can make an intelligence check. For me.
Could I roll investigation for the magical thing?
You don't need to roll investigation. You can go around. It's
Okay.
just a matter of
When you
Pepper
cast
getting out of the
detect
way.
magic, you get that's 22 for intelligence.
22 for intelligence. You recognize the dock system as Stormwind's harbor. So once Pepper moves and you get in there, the bottom drawer is where it seems to be coming from, but it's locked.
I'll whisper to the group, is anybody good at lock picking?
Of all the tools and trinkets I have, I've never got a lock picking set. I don't think.
I
Did
usually
you-
pick locks with my warhammer.
I've got alchemist supplies, leatherworkers tools, weavers tools, and woodcarvers tools. I'm sure there's something pointy, but not specifically designed to pick locks.
You have knock, Pepper?
No, I do not.
I'll
Tell wizards unlock locks.
Yeah.
I'll kneel down and use my +1 dagger to see if I can jimmy it open.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, I was hoping to avoid sleight of hand. 8.
All right. You successfully unlock it. Your
Huh.
dagger's a normal dagger now, though. The
Fuck.
nice edge on it has been taken off of it, so it is just a dagger now instead of a +1 dagger.
Wah, wah.
Damn it.
But you pull the drawer open.
This better be worth it.
Inside, as you pull it open, the first thing you see is a handle. And you pull the. Oh, what the fuck? Come on, mouse. Fucking. Oh. I'm not on my mouse pad. That's why I'm going off the top of my mouse pad, so it stopped moving up when I. It's a mechanical failure, you dumbass. As you reach in and grab the handle of this is the thing that is glowing with magic. It's cold. It's ash gray as you grab that handle and pull it out. It is a. You pull it out and it's got chains on it, and a large. You realize it's one chain, and a large ball at the end of it with spikes on it. The whole thing seems to just like it's cold, like it's emitting a frost, like it's cold, but the frost is like a greenish hue to it. You can add a ruinous flail to your inventory, if you like.
Whoa.
This ash gray flail is cold to the touch. You gain +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon, and it deals double damage to objects and structures. Additionally, when you hit a creature with this weapon, you can force the creature to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature has the poison condition for 1 minute. The poisoned creature takes 2d4 necrotic damage at the start of each of its turns. The creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. Once the property is used this way, it can't be reused again until dawn. Proficiency with a flail allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attack you make with it. It also has the weapon mastery property. To use this property, you must have a feature that lets you use it. It has the property of sap. If you hit a creature with this weapon, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the start of your next turn.
Wow.
Well, I like that.
So you lost your dagger, but you gained a nice set of boobs.
Oh, Master Robin, you lost your dagger in battle. But you gained a nice flail.
There you go.
So
Dope.
what are these spirits around us? What do they think about us going through the desk like that?
They haven't noticed. They haven't done anything.
All right. All right.
Should probably check the closet in the back before we. I mean,
Creature
I
moves
can
to
see
the
from the
side,
map.
continues your instruction.
Anything else in the drawers or anything other than? I mean, it's just more evidence.
Nothing physical.
All right. I guess I'll scoop up well, do we want them to know we were here? I mean, they'll know probably if their weapon is missing, but to take the books and the blueprints,
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, information is key right now to prove our scenario, especially if we get in trouble.
I was gonna say,
All right.
according to the prisoner, you're running out of time. Either way, so.
Yeah. Grim, what's in the closet?
Grim is gonna try to open the closet door.
Yeah, it opens. There's a board in the corner with a hole cut in it. You look in the hole.
Sure. I'll look in the hole.
It's nasty, man.
Oh, there's
it
no
seems
magic
fresh-
in that. Son.
no, there's no magic in there. That's a whole bunch of this is the shitter, man. Shitter's full.
There's no magic in there. We don't want to go in there, dear.
It is at the point where it looks like the Defias may have stopped using it for fear of the pile sticking out of the hole.
Oh. Come on. Come on, man.
You guys I mean, that's clearly a toilet. You wanted to go in there and look at it. I mean, like, what do you want from me?
Yeah, I mean,
Moonbrook's kind of old. It's been taken over by the Defias for a while now. This is the only functioning shitter in the place.
Do you detect any magic in the pile of duty?
God.
All right. Let's find our way out this back door then, maybe.
There's part of me that really, really, really wanted to put like a fireball bead from a necklace of fireballs in there.
Whoosh.
Somebody
was proving his point to his buddies and swallowed it.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of half expected
it's
you
the
to.
impact that matters. I can swallow this, no problem. It'll come out in the end.
Yeah, how does that work then? When it becomes a dropping, does that count as throwing it?
Well, it'd land in a nice, soft pile of crap. So, I mean, probably not. Right. There's no hard impact.
All right. All right. Let's huddle up for a second here. Like, okay, what is there anything else we need to do in town, or do we want to? How much of the town do we want to Like, do we want to set the schoolhouse on fire and leave a message that we were here, or do we want to just go, or do we want to torch a different building, or
When
do
did
we
Pepper
wanna-
turn into a firebug?
when we found out that the good guys were the bad guys?
I
When she got Fireball.
yeah, really.
Yeah. She was itching so long to use it and couldn't, or felt she shouldn't. And then it was like, nope, it's time.
It might be best if we sneak out the way we snuck in.
Pepper's good on intelligence, not great on wisdom. She's not sure what the right move is here.
Yeah. Sue would definitely urge the group to not tip our hand. We need to go. Unless, we want to search the rest of the town, but where that's gonna be super risky.
They said some around town or somewhere there's like a good number of Defias. They're just not here right now. Do we know if there's like an encampment or if they're just living in the houses?
Don't know.
Don't know, because everyone was already in bed, or at least hold up.
The Defias seem to disappear at night, is what you're figuring out. They go somewhere. Interesting thought.
They're the opposite of vampires. They hide at night and come out during the day.
Yep.
Is there a window that I could look out and study to see if there's any movement? Like, a window that maybe faces more towards town, or more buildings and stuff.
Any of these southern blue windows, I'm looking out them, you get that's out to the road.
Okay, I would. Oops.
And if you look to the west, basically out the windows along the road to the west, that would be more towards the center of town where the fountain is. Make a perception check.
Yeah, 14, middling.
14.
30 dozen. 12.
Pepper, you want to look out the window or no?
Pepper would be looking out the north and seeing if checking the golem pattern.
Okay. So you do actually see something coming down the road it came out of, like, beyond the fountain is that large barn I was talking about. And there's like a little side hut thing with an entrance door to it. And out that entrance door came 3 Defias. And walked right through the middle of the town, past the fountain, past the golem that's patrolling there, and are coming up the road this way.
Do any of them look like the person that we're supposed to intercept?
You don't have a description of them,
Okay.
but you think they might be.
How close are they coming to the schoolhouse?
They're walking down the road. The road goes right past the schoolhouse.
So they're not like walking.
10 feet or so between the road and the schoolhouse.
Grim, come here.
Grim removes his warhammer from behind the cloak.
I motion for Grim to come over.
I mean, if the barn might be where they're all staying, then if that's where those guys came from. So it would be better if we're going to fight these guys to do it a little bit further away from town.
Yep. I'm going to tell Grim there's 3, and I'll point them out. If they walk out of town, we should see if we can catch up to them a little further down the road as to not attract attention. So we'll have to wait for the robot, for the constructs to give us that window. And we'll have to see if we can sneak up on these Defias. And I'll point out where they came from. the other option would be to sneak to the barn or wherever they came out of and take Pepper's cue as a firebug and light the whole damn thing on fire with them in it.
This is the border of a fireball to the barn would probably do a lot of damage, but a hasty Grim will catch up to a party that gets ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only do one or the other.
Mm-hmm. If you haste Grim, Grim has a fireball.
Mm-hmm.
And Grim has a fireball, and I have Misty Step, and I think Sue might have Misty Step now too.
Also,
I thought somebody does.
I also have that cool circlet.
Yeah, so I mean,
Got some range.
of course, Norm walks away right in the middle of the heat of the encounter. Grim, what do you think?
Really?
I know Grim's itching to do some damage.
The three Defias don't really seem to pay any attention to the schoolhouse as they walk by. They walk by down the road and out of town, up the road towards the Alexton farmstead.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna let them get very far out of town before we chase them. So the question is, do we leave the barn smoldering, or do we?
I mean, if they're far enough away from the barn, I think we engage combat with just this group. I prefer probably not to throw the warhammer, just mostly because I think it might create some noise, right? And
A loud
maybe
bang.
alert the entire area full of bias.
All right. All right. Well, let's follow. We can always come back and if I use haste on you, we're not coming back to torch the barn. But okay, so I've been watching the golems. I think we're gonna try to sneak past the golems again.
Okay, make an intelligence check and a stealth check.
Don't use haste. I think we can navigate
You
this
think we'll
world more.
Did they seem like they weren't on a quick pace? They were just traveling the night.
They were just traveling. They did seem in a quicker pace. Not that they were running, but they were moving with purpose. There was as they passed, there was a general sense of excitement and happiness.
All right, we got a lot of rolls coming through here.
Yes, we do.
I only had a 5 for intelligence.
Okay.
All right. I didn't have a great intelligence. Intelligence was 13.
What was...
And 22 on stealth, though.
What was... Oh, yeah. Okay. See, your timing of it is a little off, and you do see one of the golems as you leave the building.
Nice roll, Grim.
But your stealth means it didn't really matter. Like, you guys were quiet enough getting out of the building that the golems had no clue you were there.
Nice.
And with the stealth rolls you had, you get to choose. You're going to follow them. You get to choose when you want to attack them. You guys are quiet enough that they aren't going to hear you as you follow them.
Nice.
So I'm changing the map. I'm going to put you guys here as you are following them, I assume in some manner of that order. And I need to grab, let's see, this guy. Let's do this.
Did Pepper would probably know this? Do Grim or Sue do either of them have silence as a spell? I don't recall ever seeing that in anyone's inventory, but
I do not know.
I don't. Yeah, it's certainly.
okay.
something.
Just because someone said, I think Brian said that they sometimes travel with a wizard, so silence would be an advantage. But
He definitely did say that.
not something Pepper normally worries too much about. She's getting a real taste of the real world and actual, I guess, wizard duels. Then here potentially.
Yeah. So,
Well,
how long do you wait before you initiate anything? Assuming you're initiating.
We'll follow. I would say we would follow them, maybe 5 minutes down the road just to be sure that we are out of any type of earshot.
Here, we did this.
maybe
Yeah,
about
or at
100
least-
feet back.
At least
100
far
feet back.
enough that if we make a lot of noise, that someone from town wouldn't, even if they heard us, they wouldn't be able to get there in time. So,
And do we all have ranged attacks? Like I can do Sacred Flame and stuff like that. I know Pepper does.
yeah, Pepper's fine.
And Cooch,
Grim's got some throwing things, but
yeah. So we could
Yeah,
actually
do you have any?
we could have a sneak attack round, right?
Oh, Grim, you got the
You don't
crown,
get-
right?
You don't get a sneak attack round. You will get advantage on your initiative.
Okay.
That's how it works now.
Oh, okay.
That is based on when you attack them. So,
Yeah,
like
I don't
I
think
said,
we want to
how
wait.
far out of town do you wait before you do anything?
With the potential for Grim to make noise, I don't think we would wait very long.
Hi.
Like, I think
Okay.
we would probably have the biggest advantage if we could wait until the Alexton farm, because they would be distracted by why is that farm not there anymore. But I don't think we
That's-
want to wait that long.
That's a 3-hour walk.
Yeah, I don't think we want to wait that long, especially if we have a potential for coming back to Moonbrook and doing any other damage.
I kind of like my idea
So-
of waiting 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
You wait 5 minutes?
I feel like
That's
that's
right.
reasonable.
Grim
Alright.
can be stealthy for 5 minutes.
Yeah, especially with the stealth rolls you guys had. He's remarkably focused and quiet. 5 minutes out of town, they're still walking like this, jaw jacking, and they're oblivious to you being there. They haven't gotten to the point where they normally take up their formations, so you can roll initiative with advantage.
All right. I know you put names on the characters, but would we be able to tell? I mean, we know that the middle one's probably the messenger, but would we be able to tell between the other two?
Yes,
Uh,
because one is wearing a robe and has a
Okay, good.
staff, and the other one has swords.
The
17.
Pepper's got a
good thing
21.
for advantage. Love advantage.
Would you like to switch with anyone, Grim? You have that ability, and would anybody
think so.
be willing to?
What did you roll, Grim?
17.
That seems pretty good.
I ended up
Pepper
with
has a 21.
14. Would I be able to cast resistance on Pepper before battle started? It's a cantrip and it's touch.
Is it verbal?
Oh yeah, it's verbal and somatic, so I would say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no because I already gave you the advantage on the initiative roll.
Yep.
So
I didn't look at what it cost, but
if there's no switching of initiative, Pepper, you lead the way.
And are we actually the distance away that we are
Yep.
on the map?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Knowing which one the wizard is, and assuming everybody on our side is ready to go, I am just gonna go straight up for a witch bolt. because I think we should really take him by surprise. So I'm gonna go for Witch Bolt on the wizard.
All right, Witch Bolt and the wizard.
So that would be a 17 to hit.
17 does hit for sure.
Come on. Oh, good. One of them was a 12. Plus 5 is 17. Damages
17.
of
Ouch.
the, I'm assuming lightning style. Yes, lightning. 17 lightning damage.
All right.
And just for fun, bonus action shillelagh on the staff. So, and I will move away. I'll move away from the others a little bit, just kind of over by those rocks there. And I will draw in my thing while you're taking the next turn.
The next turn would be Grim. I'm sorry, I'm reading stuff.
I'm 17.
Trying to read if I have a way to break the...
Let's see, drawing line.
Just to confirm, we're at 5 feet.
Increments, yes.
Block now?
Yep.
Okay.
You said you threw a bolt there, Genius?
The Witch Bolt.
It's Witch Bolt, so it's going to continuously connect while I have concentration on it. So, yeah, I'm lighting up the night air.
All right, so Grim is going to use his circlet. Of blasting, and I will focus in on. I'll focus in on the messenger, and so I get 3 balls here.
Scorching Ray.
So first one is 13 to hit
13 to hit. Which one? Sorry.
on the messenger.
The messenger. That is... just misses. 14.
Yeah, I'll miss it. Oh, an 8 to hit
And that misses as well.
and 11 to hit. So 3
And that
misses.
misses.
So that's unfortunate. And then, yeah, I think I'm just kind of sitting right there. Let's see, wait. I just want to make sure there's no bonus actions that I'm forgetting about, but I think that's it. Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
That was with the bonus to the rolls.
Yeah,
Just
I
making
mean, I
sure.
get +5.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you were rolling that well.
Yeah.
5.
Not today. Not today, Clayton.
10, 20, 25. He comes
Got him right where you
here.
want him now.
With his long sword, he swings at you. That's an 8 to hit you. And then he turns and fires off a crossbow at Pepper, which is a 13 to hit.
I'll use my reaction
Shield.
to cast shield.
Okay.
So it misses.
All right. That is his turn. Sue, we are to you.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to cast a spiritual weapon for the first time to the character that is with Pepper.
Okay. Get you a token for a spiritual weapon. Or if there is actually a spiritual weapon.
So one of the changes, and I just read this recently, spiritual weapon previously was not a concentration spell, and it is a concentration spell in the new rules.
Hmm.
So just be advised that you will also be concentrating.
I don't know. I don't know what to use for a spiritual weapon.
I mean, is there just any type of...
Yeah, here, we'll just do this. What the hell?
Floating spectral force that resembles a weapon of your choice.
I'm gonna do this. Oh shit, I added 2 of them. Delete that. This is the first thing that popped up. There we go. Spiritual weapon. Where do you want it?
It's going to be on the other side of Pepper. On the other side of the messenger. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to do...
You mean Grim?
Or,
That's Grim.
yeah.
That's...
I'm going to do it on the wizard that Pepper was... Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. And then I get to do an automatic attack with that.
Yep.
Nat 20 for 27.
Oh, that hits.
Nice. Nice.
For 16 damages.
Would you like to describe how your spiritual weapon kills this wizard?
So this spiritual flail appears behind this wizard, and you see it go kind of like somebody was going to take it. Go, you know how they go back, so the flail inverts, so the ball's down and the handle is up, and then immediately whiplashes itself onto the head of the wizard, just completely accordioning its head, like just like
the head suddenly is just shoved down into the body cavity.
Well,
It's just
like it splits and it just kind of mushes this head.
Yeah.
And the wizard drops.
Yeah.
Gray matter seeping out the edges of everything. And the
When he
wizard
drops,
falls
then
dead.
the lightning disappears.
Wizard is dead. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Very good.
move to Grim.
Okay.
And I'm checking my bonus actions real quick here. And I'm gonna give him Shield of Faith. Oh, nope, that's a first level. That's not... I saw the C and I thought concentration. Nope, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. So this bandit then goes 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. Comes around to Graham. Where is he? It's this guy. And he has got a longsword, and he swings at you twice with it, using both hands. Does a 21 hit you?
A 21 does hit me.
All right. For 3 slashing damage. He rolled a 1 on his damage. And the second swing. There's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, 22 definitely does hit.
That's for 8 slashing damage.
That's more.
That is more. And that is his turn. The wizard is dead. We are back to Pepper.
All right. Since they're both in the perfect position for Grim, I'm just going to move over. So I line up with the messenger, and I will just send a. Let's see, what's the. Yeah, we don't need that. I will just send a firebolt. His direction. So firebolt at the messenger.
All right.
It is a 13 to hit.
Just misses. His AC's 14.
Okay. That's fine. I think I like the position I'm in.
All right.
So
Move us to Grim.
Can I yell with a free
Right.
action at Pepper?
Sure.
For the love of Annalore, Pepper, we're not trying to kill him. We need to take him alive.
Alright. So I'm gonna start swinging at the bandit. And I have. Oh, go ahead.
No, go. No, I said okay.
Oh,
Swinging at the bandit.
I'm just saying I have no interest in keeping the bandit alive, so I'm
Alright.
swinging for his face.
Oh, I'm sorry. Back up a second. I forgot. My firebolt, even when I miss, it does half damage.
Oh, okay, cool. Great.
This is the cantrip. So it would be a 12. Half would be 6. So 6 to the messenger. So I did
Excellent.
deserve that tongue lashing from
Yeah.
from Sue.
It works. All right. Back to the bandit.
Alright. Attacking the bandit.
Hell yeah.
18 to hit.
18 does hit him. Interestingly
Alright.
enough, he looks a bit more well armored than the messenger.
That feels right.
7
7 to hit. There's 7
7
damage. Sorry.
7 damage? Yeah, that is 7 damage for sure.
And then hopefully I hit with this one. 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
All right, and
definitely-
I've got some record keeping on this one. So, bludgeoning damage is 9,
okay.
and then I'll be putting quite a bit of divine smite into this one, which is only 3 extra radiant damage.
Oh wow. Oh, that's rough.
Ooh.
And then, but I'm also going to use one of my channel divinities.
Okay.
And what that does is it does the temporary hit points.
Okay, cool.
And so I'm just trying to figure out how many temporary hit points that is. And it is. All right, now that I'm looking for it, obviously I can't find it. But
Yeah, right.
This is the inspiring smite.
yeah, it's
2d8 plus 5.
okay. 2d8 plus 5. So I'll just roll 2d8 here. And so that's 5
Plus 5 is
10. And I'm gonna distribute them to me.
all to me.
No,
Oh
very
mine.
10 to me. All right, then I'm done.
All right. That moves us back to the messenger. The messenger swings at you, Grim, with his sword. That is a 12 to hit you.
It does not hit me.
And he's going to fire his crossbow out at Pepper. 20 to hit you, Pepper?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Feels hit-ish.
That's a 6 piercing damage. As he shoots at you. Stu.
I'm gonna toll the dead, the bandit.
Okay.
It's a saving throw.
Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw.
12?
Negative.
Ooh. How much damage does he take?
I critted on both ends. I got a 12 and a 1. So 13.
Jesus Christ.
That's 13 on which one?
The bandit.
13 is
Okay.
enough, though. So would you like to describe how he dies?
The bells toll, and he puts his hands to his ear. Gus does not like that.
Gus does not like to toll the dead.
And as the bells toll, his eyes melt out of his head,
Okay.
and he ends up looking like the Indiana Jones melting guy, and turns into a skeleton.
Yikes.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
So Bandit Man is dead.
Bandit Man. What's his power?
If you don't have a bonus action, you can still move your spiritual weapon somewhere.
Yes.
20 feet.
I would move the spiritual weapon. That's your shit.
How far
I
can you
keep
move?
grabbing the map to
20 feet.
20 feet. You can get.
5, 10. Does that look about
You
right?
can move. I think you can move
Sure.
one step further to the left.
Doesn't diagonal take 10? Or is
You go
diagonal?
straight one.
First diagonal.
First diagonal.
Oh, okay.
So you went 5, 10, 15, 20. There you go. Perfect. That's right where I had you. All right.
Okay.
And then it is back to Pepper because the bandit and the wizard are dead.
The wizard's dead, Harry.
All right.
Ding dong,
And I
wizard's
was
dead.
told not to
Mitchell
kill
Blizzard
this
do it.
guy because we need him. All right, so Pepper's going to yeah, we're close enough. Pepper's going to run up 5, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and start twirling the sun staff while she's running up. Since she shillelied it earlier, and she's gonna attempt to make a non-lethal kind of a knockout blow to the messenger.
Okay.
Well, it's a nat 20, so 26.
That hits.
So
Roll damage.
again, the intent is to knock him out. I don't know if natural 20 gives me more control, or is just I'm stronger than I think, but it would be 15. Bludgeoning damage.
Okay,
If
yeah. Takes the 15 damage. And
Still not out?
He's
Oh,
still
awesome.
not out.
Awesome. I'm glad I didn't pull the punches then. That was move and action, so I think I'm good.
Okay, Grim. You're
All
face
right,
to face
that's-
with the messenger. The bandit has fallen in a pile of
Yes.
goo.
Same thing. I'm just trying to hit him to knock him out, not trying to hit him to kill him. So
Yep.
I'll just roll to attack. And that's only an 11.
An 11 misses.
And second attack is a 16.
Just hits him.
All right. And then
That is his
I'll,
AC.
It would be 10 damage.
10 damage. He takes it on the chin.
Wow, this guy's
Still
tough.
conscious. He is.
Yeah, and that's all I got.
He
He gets
actually
a
had
turn.
the most. Let's see. That ends Grim's turn.
Yep.
Yeah, Pepper was not thinking that he was going to make it through another round.
He looks at Grim. He looks at Pepper. And he drops his sword and his crossbow on the ground. And he puts his
Oh.
hands in the air.
Cool.
Do we have some shackles?
What do you want? I'm surrendering to you. You don't need to shackle me. What do you want?
I think I do. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah, we're
First, we want
gonna shackle him
whatever
anyways.
messages.
I have manacles.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he holds his hands in front of him. Then, fine, have it your way.
All right, I'm gonna go. They're doing that. I'm gonna go search the wizard for items.
The wizard has let's see, what does he have? He has a quarterstaff on him. That seems to be it.
Okay. Well, hang on to it in case it's magical. I'll identify, or I'll detect magic or identify it later. But I'll just hang on to that.
Yep.
The robes are not in any condition now to be reused.
No.
So I can check the bandit too, since.
Yeah. Check the bandit. He's got a longsword.
Okay. No use
Okay.
for it. I'll just stick it in the ground, standing up like a cross.
Do you really want to touch it? It's kind of a pile of goo.
Yeah. Nah. Okay.
You see it. It's the only thing you see in there that is actually anything that would be.
Yeah, I'll be like, Sue, these guys are a lot harder when you keep doing this to them. They're really hard to investigate after because everything's just goop.
Well, sometimes goop needs to happen. I'm
Need
gonna.
a t-shirt that says that goop happens.
I'm gonna zone of truth with the messenger in it.
Okay. Did you put the manacles on him, Grim?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you need me to check or anything, but
No, you don't need to do a check to operate manacles.
just putting the manacles on him. He is essentially willing.
Yep.
I got some rope we can tie to the manacles so that we can lead him like a puppy.
You pull the rope out of the bag, and he hears Sue start mumbling for a spell, and he turns and he takes off running. You can have a opportunity attack, Grim, as he takes off running.
He's running with the manacles on.
Yeah. Yeah. So you all started doing something different, and you weren't paying attention to him for a second.
All right,
I should put him
I'm
on
gonna
his feet.
take one of my hand axes, and hopefully I'm proficient enough with a hand axe to like hit him with the blunt end after I throw it, because he's not very far away. And so I'll make a attack action with that just to kind of trip him up.
Okay.
Maybe I cut off his ankle. I don't know what. 16 to hit.
16 does hit him.
All right, and then yeah, I'll just I guess 6
damage.
or whatever.
As you smack him in the back of the head. He shakes it off and he continues running. So let's see, he goes
Oh,
5,
sure wrapped him up.
10, 15, 20, 25. Does a spiritual weapon get attack of opportunity?
Was it more than a minute? I think the spiritual weapon is only a minute.
It would still be around. I'm saying it's still around.
I don't think so. I think he has to
Okay.
come in. It would be Sue's bonus action. But if he's within 20 feet of it, he can move it and hit him with it.
He gets
on
to
the
here,
next turn.
30 feet away from you, and he punches the bag at his side with both his fists. He is going to, let's see. Someone read Fireball to me.
68 or 8d6.
8d6,
Sorry.
someone want to roll that?
Don't do it.
Pretty
Gina.
sure that. I mean, I have fireball, so I can.
What is
just
the
roll
radius
it.
on it? Because it'll determine what you guys...
It's large.
The radius is. Oh, I clicked firebolt. That's not it. Fireball
got the
is
roll on.
a 20-foot radius centered on the point.
20-foot radius. So if you set up a 20-foot radius centered on the messenger himself, he's dead in the fireball.
Do. Fire. Red. Nope, that's a square.
I don't know
It
that
changed when I wasn't looking.
catch anyone or not. 20 foot. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna catch anyone. Centered on him. Yep, it torches the wizard. Yeah, so he sets off this fireball. There's a massive explosion, and what is left behind is a charred body skeleton. Anything inside that bag has been torched to nothingness.
Well, so much
As
for
he
messages.
sacrificed himself.
God damn it. Useless turd.
What would you like to do?
Well, I still have a fireball of my own if we want to go back to town. I only took 6 points of damage. So.
Well, I mean, so back to town is technically back into the lion's den, right? So,
Yep, and you know there's at least 4 golems in town.
And
And
you're low
however
on-
many defy us in any of the buildings. And the
yes, you're low
barn.
on spells, right?
That was pretty dark. How good of a view did I get of any of the people, like, for disguise self? Was there enough light to
Make an intelligence
dark
check.
vision? Because, I mean, I could pass for one of them, maybe. 15.
15, you think you could get yourself to look like the wizard pretty well.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could disguise myself as a wizard, go in, do a fireball, run away. Golems might think I'm one of them.
Yeah, I mean, let's try it. Any chance, you know, that the messenger's stuff fits me? I don't know. I'm only 4 feet tall, so
So the messenger
Messenger
stuff all got
stuff is
posted.
toasted.
The
It's
bandit
burnt
stuff
to
is
crisp.
full of
right.
goo.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
I mean,
Alright,
the
so we
bandit
don't
stuff
have
would.
to-
You could make the bandit stuff work. It's just really slimy right now.
No, nobody's.
And, I mean, we have armbands, but I don't know that that's going to get us past the golems.
Don't you have prestidigitation?
Yes.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, I could prestidigitate the bandits' clothing. Get the goop out of it if you want. But I mean, if the sole goal is to start the barn on fire and get out of there, I mean, we're not going to fight everybody who comes out.
Back.
So, let's see. Doing the math on what's the most I can do. Okay, how about this? Since I already cast Dark Vision, if we took a short rest, I can swap out one spell. If I can swap out one spell, I have enough spell slots to cast Disguise Self, Fireball, and Invisibility, and I'll meet you guys on the road on the way back to Sentinel Hill. This is where the paternal instinct of the other two characters is going to have to kick in, or
Not kick in, or
Yeah,
Or
Sue's,
not.
allow her to
kick
be.
Sue's not a fan of that
Because
option.
are you gonna let me out of your sight? Because I mean, 100 people running down and potentially they have horses or whatever, how many ever there are. If I'm invisible, they won't see me. But they're eventually gonna catch up to you if you're waiting for me, unless we're all hidden. But they're gonna be in full search mode.
I mean, it does feel like a terrible idea to leave you alone in this area.
I'm gonna have to grow up sometime.
With 4 golems and
Yeah.
best approximation 150 to 200 defies.
Yeah,
That seems
I
like a
can't
suicide
do that.
mission to me.
Disguise self, I'll
But
look like
you
that.
can certainly try.
Not
I only
a-
need to get within 120 feet of the barn as long as there's a spot that I can start on fire.
Can we travel with you? Like, hopefully we're far enough away where it doesn't arouse a ton of suspicion? I mean, I don't know.
If you go around the west side of town, between the barn and the schoolhouse, there are 2 buildings. So if you get
I mean,
either between the schoolhouse and that first building or in between those two buildings, you'd be within range to fireball the barn.
It's probably going to be the only acceptable option, honestly. To,
all right.
To Grim.
I mean, this is where, yeah, I mean, the moral question here is, are these a bunch of never going to be restored to normal society people, or are these, like, once their leaders are gone, they're just sheep looking for a shepherd? And so far, everybody we've met has been fight to the death, so... Except for that first guy that we met way back. That was just afraid for his family. I'm not opposed to it. The only thing I would want to do is take a short rest to swap out dark vision for invisibility.
I guess my only concern is that we don't really know what's in the barn, right? I mean,
It could be where they keep the fireworks.
yeah, women, children, stuff like that. We just don't
All right.
really know what's in there.
It could be where they keep the magical stash. It could be where they keep all the documents.
All right. When you see when Grim says women and children, and coming from Grim, it hits a little harder because Grim generally likes death and destruction.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you're right. You're probably right. I'd have to go look in the barn first. Are you willing to let me do that?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, I think if you're invisible, right?
Oh no, I'd have to do invisibility after the fireball
Oh,
so that they
Well,
can't
if it's
find
just a recon mission, just being invisible and going and
just
looking
for
in the barn.
recon. Wait.
I mean,
Oh no, I would be able to cast it twice because I only use dark vision at second level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I could
that's a
invisibility,
strategy.
fireball, invisibility.
do you have to uncloak to use fireball?
Anytime you
like
attack,
Star Trek.
yeah.
anytime you attack or use a spell, invisibility drops. So
All right. Well,
I would be left with at that point, if I was invisible, I would have only two first. Okay. If I disguise self as the wizard instead of invisibility on the way in, I would still be able to save a second level spell. But if I was invisible on the way in and on the way out, I would only have first level spells left. Either way,
that's
let's
your-
start a short rest and think about it. So,
I think that makes sense.
how's Sue feeling about Sue the cleric, the life cleric, about setting a barn full of Defias on fire?
Oh, he's fine with that. They're assholes.
Okay.
Yeah, but we got to
So you
make
take
sure
the short
they're-
rest.
they're biased. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a question, John.
Yes.
Was my Zone of Truth spell interrupted? Did I use that spell slot, or do I?
No, you could have dropped. You could have dropped mid cast. No, you started it, so the spell slot's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be gone because once you start casting, then you're kind of locked in because counter spell counters it, and your spell slot still got. So you take the short rest, and are you going to Moonbrook then? Is that what we're doing?
That's the plan.
Okay, so you go to
All right.
Moonbrook.
So, do you want?
What?
Are you guys okay staying like just outside the golem perimeter, or do you want to go all the way in with me?
I'm okay staying outside the perimeter if you're invisible.
Okay.
So do you guys go
Alright.
in between the schoolhouse and that first building, or between the two buildings?
Between the schoolhouse and the
Okay.
first building, because we know
Okay.
the schoolhouse, there's nobody in there,
No.
basically, right?
Yep.
Only Pepper's gonna go past the golem sentries.
So you get
Alright,
between the
so
schoolhouse and the
I'm
building, and you're scoping
casting
this out.
invisibility-
And as you are
casting-
scoping this out, let me talk, Jeff, before you go.
Sure.
As you get
I didn't
between
see the
this
clock.
building, because I'm about to give you information that may change your mind. As you are scoping this out, before you cast any spells, you see two Defias figures walk towards this door that the messenger came out of. I need you to make intelligence checks.
All of us?
Yes.
9?
Nat 20.
Okay.
Holy shit.
18.
Pepper. Grim, you don't recognize either one of them. Pepper, you swear the female one is Mabel. Grim,
Oh,
or not Grim, Sue, the male one is a Defias that really didn't want to be a Defias a long ass time ago, named Michael.
Great.
That when you fought Garrick, he was part of that group.
he was the one that we brought back to the
Mhm.
first
Yeah.
marshal.
We thought we won them over.
Do
They are walking in.
I see Mabel as well?
Yeah, you understand it's Mabel as well.
Okay.
And we're going to leave it there. We're going to leave it there. I'll let you guys decide what you want to do, but it is literally 2 minutes to 10. So
I have a reaction.
Cliffhanger. I was trying to get us a cliffhanger. I'm like, Jeff, don't cast anything yet. You may change your mind. I don't know. But we'll see.
Okay.
I mean, the goal was still to see who was inside. So, I mean, we might still do that, but
Yeah.
if Pepper's the only one with the information and has to decide whether or not to set off the fireball, that's an interesting.
I'm going to ask John at the beginning of our next session because I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to, you think what you're going to do, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and I'll let John decide if I have the opportunity to do mine first. Sound good?
So you're leaving us outside of the golem perimeter. Then is that correct?
No, you guys are both right now. All three of you are between the schoolhouse and that first building.
Grim and Sue are not supposed to go past the outside of town.
No, this is outside the golem perimeter. The golem pathing
Oh,
just
okay.
goes to the schoolhouse and back. But this is like the school.
Got it.
These buildings are the three buildings on the western side of the
okay.
city. Like you are on the edge of the city, being here.
Okay, I was picturing the golems were kind of circling the outside, but
No, they're
Okay.
patrolling the roads basically in
Got
Westbrook,
it.
which it's kind of a giant U shape, where you come in the one road and around and out the other road. There's one that's patrolling around the fountain in the middle of it, and then there's one that's going from basically the barn up to the schoolhouse and back. That if you guys just stay quiet, and you aren't going to be noticed by it,
All right.
and that's where you are.
Whew, okay.
So, Tom Norman, you can take us out of here,
All
sir.
right. We are Two Nerds on Quest. We are here Sunday mornings, 8 a.m. Central Time. Twitch.tv/Tom M Norm, TOMMNORM, or bit.ly/NerdTube is our YouTube channel. Go there for all of our live shows as well as all of our previous episodes. All of our archives are there in playlists, so you can actually save a playlist, go to a playlist, and just view those shows all under that playlist name. You know, like regular playlists, how playlists work. Support the show. Support the show. Patreon.com/Two Nerds One Quest gets you for $1 a month all of our podcasts the day of this show, as well as the pre and post show content. The regular free podcast drops on Thursday mornings, 7:30 a.m. Central Time, and that gets you the edited podcast without pre and post show content. Twitch Prime. Use your Prime sub on our Twitch channel for free. Doesn't cost you a single thing. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free sub per month, and use that to support our show. Give us ratings, reviews, wherever you get your podcast from. That's it. That's all I got for me, for Genius, for Cooch, and for the DMJC. There, nerds.
Get him.
bye.